When you have decided that I want to be an actor?
My career actually started behind the camera. I started off like everybody does as an assistant, learning the ropes. First thing I want to say is I did my diploma in film and video from Xavier's Institute of Communications in Mumbai. So I got some formal training before I started work, and then I started working in television, and I was working behind the camera, and that's where at Channel V, where I was producing shows for them, music-based shows for them, non-fiction. That is where I moved in front of the camera. First, only my arm used to come. Films, after which I went to study acting to New York at the Atlantic Theatre Company. So I studied one semester over there, just learning some, because I had started transitioning into acting, so I thought I needed some formal training as well. A school of acting which is different from the more famous school of acting, which is method. I had no ambitions to be in front of the camera when I was growing up. I studied science till class 12, remember, but here I am as an actor. So
yeah, I mean, acting, see, following your passion, I mean, acting is such a confluence. Anybody can come from anywhere. So many people, I'm sure, in their mind they want to know how they should prepare from now. Though they are pursuing a course because of their parental pressures and whatever. But in their heart, in their mind, they want to be an actor or maybe a director. Not everybody want to be an actor, director also, or somehow be associated with cinema. What will be your advice?
my sincere advice will be, pay attention to your parents. They want what's best for you. Do not ignore your formal education. We have reached a point where filmmaking has been democratized to the point all of you have a camera right now in your hand. A camera, an editing machine, and a distribution network in your hand when you hold your phone. Filmmaking, any kind of art form, whether it's acting, filmmaking, or any other, more important is to develop and evolve as a human being first. And your formal education and what your parents and your teachers are giving you is just that. They are giving you a solid foundation for life. So do not ignore your formal education or your parents' advice. Listen to them. Filmmaking is something now, like I said, it's in everybody's hand already. It's something which you can parallelly still develop on your own. In your free time, you can act and make films and edit them and practice, hone this craft on your own. But more important will be when you become an actor or a filmmaker, what are you as a human being? That will matter. Your perspective on life, your observations in life, your experiences in life. These become like the food of what you're going to create. This will matter a lot because it brings depth in your work. And finally,
a very personal question. Like your son Harun now is 14 years old, and Harun, being a son of one of the India's finest actor, Ranvir Shorey, and finest actress mother, Konkona Sen Sharma. So, what is his take now about life, about professions? I mean, has he discussed, or have you tried to impose that bit acting?
first of all, he will kill me if he finds out I'm talking about him to everybody here. So, but still, if you promise not to tell him, I'll tell you that he is, at 14 is the age it starts where you start checking out different things. So, again, I can see a lot of 14 to 16-year-olds, 15, 16-year-olds here. Am I right? What is the average age group here of the students? 18? 19? Okay, then Pailagu. If you are so big. So I'm saying this is the age where from 14 to 21 where things keep changing, That's why I told you at this age you are a bundle of hormones. Trust your parents, trust your teachers. They have a handle on life, better handle on life than you do right now. Right now your hormones have just started kicking in. You are going left, sometimes right, sometimes this side. So that is good. Please, it's good to be curious and check out different things. But Harun is also like that. At this age, he's checking out different things. One day he wants to be a lawyer. One day he wants to be a chess player. So it's that kind of an age. But luckily, he has a father like me who was checking out things till 25. So I think he's in good hands.
Great. Now I am opening the floor to the students. आपके दिल में जो भी सवाल है आप पूछ सकते हैं. पहले अपने इंट्रोडक्शंस दीजिए. माइक आपके पास पहुंच जाएगा. आप अपना सवाल पूछ सकते हैं.
Sir, I have basically two questions for you. First is, you have done various acts in your whole life. So how do you adapt those acts? And second thing, that if you have faced any basic or advanced challenge doing them.
So like I said, my acting career started from behind the camera.
Yes, sir.
So even today, I might be in front of the camera, but even because of my training, I have, I still have a holistic view of filmmaking. I think that has helped me in playing different parts a lot, because it gives me a different approach to my characters than say another actor who has come in with ambitions of being an actor, being a star. Because a lot of the people who come into acting is driven by glamour. That was not my case. For me, even now, playing a part is like being in charge of that character. So that's one. What kind of challenges you face? It's all challenges, bro.
So like any main challenge you have faced?
Yeah, getting work is the first challenge. Then as an actor, getting work as an actor is not easy. You face a lot of rejection. You face a lot of you have to go. A lot of times you have to go and sell yourself. So it's not easy getting work as an actor. That's number one. Second, after you get the job, also then playing the part in a way where you will fit the script and the director's vision and be able to convince the audience of that. That is another challenge. That's where your training comes in. How well you have trained, that will come handy. Then whether you are successful or not, that is another challenge. So it's all challenges. Life is one challenge after the other. That is life.
Sir, I have one more question.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned theatre earlier, so which was much more feasible or better for you, like theatre or film?
See, I started with ambitions for film. So my film is my first love. A lot of people, a lot of actors feel theatre is their first love, because in theatre, when you're on stage, there is no director, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's why it's called an actor's medium, because director can tell you many things, but when you are on stage, it's between you and the audience. But filmmaking is a director's or an editor's medium, because you can do whatever you want. If the director doesn't like it, it gets cut. So that's a director's medium. I have always, like I said, because I started off wanting to be a filmmaker, a music video director. So my first love is cinema. So I prefer cinema. Also, theatre doesn't pay as much as film, by the way. So I'm letting you on. Anybody who wants to be a filmmaker out there, I'm telling you the secret right now.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. Myself Weber from BTech CSE. How do you see evolution of cinema industry from your early days to right now? Like the filmmaking process, the struggle from then to right now, and then stuff like that.
So when I started my career in the early 90s, it was the advent of television. So we were going from just one television channel, which was Doordarshan. From there, we had just stepped into 2 channels. That is when I started my career. So at that time, a lot of people used to say, oh, how will cinema, theatres, how will they survive now? So you have this small screen which is at home, people will watch movies over there only. But that did not happen. Theatres continued. Then in the course of my career, I saw from 2 channels, it became 60 channels. Then people said, oh, now filmmaking is gone. Who will go to theatres? But still theatres are there. Then the internet came. Then the streaming platforms came. Everybody was, where will theatres go? So I'm saying basically, which like I said earlier, filmmaking strangely from the 50s, 60s onwards, out of all the different innovations that science gave us, who would have thought that filmmaking will become like this, so democratized that everybody has a camera, editing machine and a distribution, exhibition network in one device, handheld device. Nobody could have thought of it. But the fact is, filmmaking has grown exponentially. Today, I'm sure many of you are making reels at home or something, short YouTube videos. You are editing them, you are shooting them, editing them, you are posting them. Right there, you are creators, exhibitors on your own. So that is where filmmaking is at, and I think it is a great time for filmmaking. For anybody who has interest in filmmaking, couldn't have been a better time in life.
Good morning, sir. I have a question for you. What message would you like to give the aspiring actors?
If you want to be a good actor, of course, on the side you must do acting, no doubt. But more importantly, at your age, it is more important to be a well-rounded human being. From the age of 13 to 21, the biggest illusion is that you have become a human, a person. So for acting, I will say, yes, be part of your dramatics club, do theatre, make short films, make long films, practice your dance, your acting, everything. More importantly, pay attention to what kind of a human being you are becoming, because finally that is what will give the weight as a professional. When you become an actor, that is what will give it vazan, as we say in Hindi. So vazan hai ki nahi aapke kaam.
Good morning, sir. Myself, Aditya Raj. I am from BTech CSE. Sir, I have a questions for you. What advice do you have for students who love performing arts?
Who love performing arts? Same, what I just said. Same advice. Performing arts, acting, dancing, everything, same thing.
I have also a questions. Sir, how to become best director with least amount of knowing about film industry?
Again, like I said, being a first of all best director, let me clarify, acting, directing, these are not competitive fields. You cannot say ये better actor, ये मैं first आया, तू second आया, ये third आया, ये race नहीं है. Filmmaking में भी ऐसा, you have to get out of that mindset. It's true कि somebody might be a better actor and somebody might not be such a good actor. That is possible, but that is not the game. The game, the endeavor in filmmaking is to move the audience. How much you affect the audience. और उसमें you cannot say, it's a subjective thing. Somebody will be moved by something else, you will be moved by something else. It's your own, how your person is affected by what is made. So how to be the best director, how to be a good director, मैं फिर वही बोलूँगा. It depends on your worldview. How will the worldview come? It will come from what kind of a human being you are. So be a good human being, you will be a good director.
Good morning, sir. My name is Etilet Simmal and I am pursuing the HMC right now. And my question is that what is that one role that have changed your perspective for life? Like you have played many roles. एक था Tiger हो गया, Sing is King हो गया, तितली हो गई. You have played many roles. So what is that one role that have actually affected your personality?
Yeah, actually, I'll be honest with you, every role changes you a little bit. Sometimes, you feel like you are giving a part of yourself to a role, and by the time you are through, you have actually taken something from that. So it's difficult for me to say one role which has been life-changing. They all have been life-changing in some form and some degree. For example, there was this part which I had played in this film called Traffic Signal. Yeah. So that character, again, like I was telling you guys, it depends on your experiences in life. So when I was 19, 20, I was interning as a salesman for a company which used to make daisy wheels for something called an electronic typewriter. So what was that? No, nobody, these kids don't even know that. Before computers came, there was something called electronic typewriter, where it was a typewriter but electronic. To change the font, you needed to change a part called the daisy wheel. That I used to sell those in Fort area in Mumbai. And over there, you walk. It used to involve cold calling. Cold calling means, I don't know how many of you have any exposure to the world of sales. It means entering a shop without any appointment, saying, hello, I am this person, I have come here to sell this. It's called cold calling. So when I used to do that, I used to meet people like that character, Dominic's character. People, you can see they're dressed nicely but slightly dirty clothes, eyes are a little off. So anyway, coming to your question, there are many parts because the writing and the performing of that writing opens up many insights for you. You suddenly understand where this person is coming from, and that changes you. It changes your understanding of people, it changes your understanding of how the world works. So I would say there is no one single role. I would say that all of them have some effect.
My second question is what would be the hardest role that you have played? That you were like, I'm not sure about it, but you still did that because you have nailed your part very fabulously, and I am a big fan of your acting. So what could be that hardest role that you have done, and how did you prepare yourself for it?
I think obviously hardest in that sense will be the only double role that I have done. It's called Mithya, which is for Rajat. Also another film with Rajat, Fatso, was difficult because I don't know how many of you have seen Fatso and Mithya. In Mithya, I play a double role of a struggling actor and a mafia don. So that was difficult because that is the only time I played two people in the same story. Then Fatso was another film which I did with Rajat, where I was playing the soul of a of a thin guy in a fat person's body. So these are, I think, the tougher ones. I have to say all of them bring in their own challenge. Like Traffic Signal we were talking about. So for Traffic Signal, this guy I was playing a drug addict. So I used to not sleep before the shoots so that I get these, hollow eyes, black eyes. And try, when you are not slept and you have to work, it's not easy. So all of them have their own challenges, but I think these are the tougher ones.
But as you mentioned, 3 films, but 2 of Rajat Kapoor. So that means Rajat only gave you the tough time.
Rajat, that's why I always love working with Rajat, because every time he there are times when I have felt like crying on Rajat sets because he really puts you up to a challenge.
And also, Steve, you are continuing doing a lot of theatres with him also.
Yeah, we do theatre also. Yeah.
Great.
Good morning, sir. I am Ansh. I would like to ask, how was the experience in Big Boss? How reality shows work?
So, Big Boss was, a reality TV show, you go for 2 things. At least I go for only 2 things. One is the experience. Because reality TV, like I have done Khatron Ke Khiladi 10 years ago. I did Paisa Bhari Padega, which was on BBC. I co-hosted Jhalak Dikhla Ja. So they all have this different experience. Like Khatron Ke Khiladi is like a fear factor thing where you are, you're doing stunts and you're with animals and insects, and so you have to come to terms with your fear. डर को खतरे को डर को आपको कंट्रोल करना है. So that is the learning from there. पैसा भारी पड़ेगा. I had done was a reality TV show where you have to carry weight and trek. So finally last में and you get tired, so you start taking out the weight. You have to finally whoever has the maximum number of weight wins the maximum amount of money. So usme physical toughness was the Jhalak Dikhla Ja mein dancing tha. So Big Boss mein I think you learn about human behavior. When 15 people have limited resources, how they turn on each other. So that is one thing. And second thing I learned from Big Boss is how being on camera, even if they might not say that they are affected by being on camera, how actually being on camera affects people. Just the fact that you are being watched all the time, I think it changes people's behavior. So this was my experience with Big Boss.
Thanks for doing my question.